Hey, what's going on? My name is Waddles. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to a brand new mini-series. That's right, a fancy debut. This is a new series that I will be running on my channel until, I guess until I'm not running on my channel. The series is all about simple farms in 1.13. Each video will show off a few simple farms, rapid style, that work in 1.13 and might help you out. The episodes may or may not have a common theme. Today's common theme is crop farms. I will be showing off 4 simple crop farms. If you like this idea, make sure you go down below and leave a like so I continue making this mini-series. If you have an idea for the next episode that you'd like to see, go down below and tell me. So starting off right here, my first simple farm of this video is a simple kelp farm. Now, when I was designing this farm, I thought this was pretty cool. I haven't quite seen a kelp farm like this before that is on the surface and using fence gates like this. But I might be wrong. Maybe somebody did it before, of course. So the redstone behind this farm is pretty simple. This is an automatic farm, by the way. I have an observer stabilizer running into a line of redstone that goes behind the pistons to power the pistons. Each time kelp grows in front of this singular observer block, all of the pistons will be harvested. I'm using one observer just to make this farm a little bit more compact and simple, of course. If I have a ton of observers in here, the farm starts to get a little less simple and a little bit more complicated, of course. Now, as you can see here, the pistons in this water current are working together to move all of the kelp forward, and then the kelp will fall into the water stream that I have set up below the fence gates to move everything down into this chest here. Of course, you can expand this farm and just make it bigger and bigger and bigger, or you can make it taller and taller if you wanted. I thought this was a nice, simple little kelp farm. It's not as efficient as swimming around the ocean and literally harvesting all of the kelp. However, I thought this was a nice looking farm. It almost looks like an aquarium, which is what I had in mind when I was designing this farm. The next farm is pretty simple. You're probably saying, Waddles, this is a field of wheat. What do you mean this isn't new? And you're right, it's not really new. However, I am using this new mechanic of waterlogging slabs to water this whole field. This makes moving across the field a whole lot easier. Now, you will have to worry about spawns on this block. However, you won't have to worry about spawns on this block if you used a trapdoor in place of a slab, because mobs will not spawn on a trapdoor, and you will still have a waterlogged block here. The big idea, the point behind me showing this one is just to remind you that you can waterlog blocks. If you use waterlogged slabs or trapdoors or whatever you want to use, you could even use stairs. It may make harvesting your field of crops a little bit easier, especially if you're used to not covering up rows of water or something like that. You should definitely consider waterlogging a trapdoor or a slab or whatever and using that to keep your crops watered. All you have to do is place water down and then place a slab down. Or I think you could technically do it the other way around as well. So moving over here to the next farm of the video, a sugarcane farm. Now this farm is pretty simple. It's fully automatic. I have a singular observer running this whole farm again, so we do have to wait on this front crop to grow. However, when it does grow, the pistons will move everything over into this water stream and all of the crops will get sent up to the surface. I have a little collection bin right over here where all of my sugarcane is being thrown. Now, the redstone behind this farm, again, is pretty simple. I have an observer stabilizer running into a line of redstone behind the pistons. This is just like the kelp farm because sugarcane is really in a way like land kelp, if you will. I'm going to call it land kelp from now on. But yeah, pretty simple. I didn't use a bunch of observers, again, because the more observers that I use, the more complex the farm is going to get. It's a nice little farm. It isn't 100% lossless, unfortunately. Sometimes sugarcane will get dropped right onto the sand block and kind of sit there, which is kind of annoying. However, you could make the farm a little bit more lossless by covering up the pistons and all around this thing, and then putting a ceiling on it as well if you'd like. This will prevent sugarcane from getting pulled back onto the piston sometimes. It happens. It's weird. I don't know what's up. But you can, of course, expand this farm too. You can make it really, really long, or I suppose you could even just do a singular model of this farm. And now it's time for the fourth and final farm of this video. Now, there's an explanation behind this farm, but first off, let me show you what it is. This is an automatic seagrass farm. You could have all of the seagrass you ever wanted with this farm. Why would you ever need this much seagrass? I don't know. Maybe you have a massive turtle farm or something, but it's automatic. It's pretty much infinite as long as you have tons and tons of bone meal. Now, the reason I built this is because this was actually a viewer request that I saw quite some time ago, so I thought it would be kind of funny to build this farm. Now, all I have set up right here is a simple little circuit that will make this dispenser pretty much repeat firing or automatic, whatever you want to kind of call it. I didn't really know what to call this one, but right here, like I said, repeater going into this simple little line, and then it just runs over to the lever where I can turn it on and off, of course. Then I have a dispenser filled, quite literally, or it was literally filled with tons and tons of bone meal. Why would you want this thing? I don't know, but if you requested it, here it is. What are you doing with this? You could also pretty much make like some kind of loop for shears as well, so you could infinitely dispense shears to yourself. But again, do you need that much seagrass? What are you doing? I think we're all concerned with you. If you're doing that, no offense. So those are 4 simple crop farms that work in the 1.13 update. Unfortunately, I can't guarantee that these all work on Bedrock. I will perhaps do a Bedrock edition episode if you want that. Tell me down below what you want to see next. Do you want a 4 simple mob farm episode? Do you want 4 more simple crop farms? Tell me what you're thinking down below. I hope you liked the video. Give me a suggestion down below. If you do give me a suggestion for a video or a farm idea, you'll of course get shouted out in the video that I do that farm in. Now, if you liked this video, drop a like and consider subscribing. If you really love my content, you can support me directly, only if you want, on Patreon, which is linked down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.